Good morning, good morning. All right, a little behind here. Let's jump in though. All right, so um, let's just identify our immediate sellers and buyers here. Put me on the correct time frame here. We're gonna go, well, not 30-minute, we're gonna go 30-second. And we're going to go 5-minute, that's where it wants to be. Okay, good. Get rid of that. Okay, get rid of those all notifications here. Shouldn't be getting any notifications. All right. Right. Sure everything's down here. Alright. Alright. So let's get the short term done real quick. So pre-market players here, we got one here. Let's go one. Whoa. Here, this isn't super clean, but there is one right here. Okay. That is also one right there. These could all get blown through though with the context of how close they are. So we have our gap down here, so we can technically create that as a buyer. Let me just make sure before I do that. That's our gap. How does this look? This isn't super clean at all, to be honest with you. I know this is holding, but this is probably it right here. I'm gonna try to fill the gap here, probably. Almost sneezed there. Sorry. Good morning, by the way. All right, let's see here. All right. All right. So let's see here. So our gap fills right here in this little pocket. I will mark this thus far. So I would say that this is still the top end of the green here. Until the candle closes, well, we got 8 seconds left, so this should be closing out here pretty soon. Let's drag a couple of levels across. Let's see. Almost filled the gap here. All right, so got most of that, and we have. This is an increase, but I don't know. I would probably only mark this right here. This actual selling. Okay, so we can get rid of these guys here to clean it up. All this levels got taken. Alright, let's have another look here. Just draw out some levels. Again, I like this level here, this 131. There is a little double tap up there at the 59, so that might be a level 2 to be interested in. But if we start breaking this, if we break this here, I feel like we can take out all of this, all of it. Just fall straight through all of this. I wouldn't even want to be along anywhere. Even though we do have some overlap and some this and that, I still think it's just, still think it could be all sketch. All right, let's get a little bounce at the bottom of that gap. Let me get to my clean chart here. 30-minute, we'll go 15-minute. All right, let's peg out a couple levels here. So 5-minute, we're about to enter into our next bar, so there's nothing I could have done here for the first 10 minutes of the market open. Let's see, this looks like a pre-market high here. And this looks like a pre-market low right here. So we're below pre-market low officially. Only going to be looking for shorts on this account. Actually, is this? Yeah, only shorts here. So unless we get back up in the pre-market range. So it's going to be looking at this morning with the 15-minute chart out. And yeah, so if we can end up going lower in some fashion, coming back up into range, especially on the 15-minute, if we close down here, try to go lower, come back up, maybe looking to go long as shorts will be trapped. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as the day progresses. So right now, we're 32nd, and we're going to be starting to do a little bit of work on, but let's check it here. So let's just find a couple more levels. This one's going to be really active here. If we're going to get a bounce today, I think it's going to be off this one right here. So, and then we have a little insurance down here, but if it cracks this guy, I think it's going to really fall. I think it's going to really move down. Okay, let's see if we can find a little bit more here. No. Really tough. Here's one. We do have a little, close to a little overlap right there at the bottom, so that is interesting. Close. So where do we bounce to? I may try and take a long down there then. This overlap right here. Where's my DOM? My DOM disappear here? I can't even purchase anything right now. What's going on? I have to use everything like this? Alright, how do I add stuff here? Come on now. Oh wow, that doesn't help. Okay. How far are they gonna go down here? 16? Alright, fine right there. I can't really see, so that was unfortunate. Alright, get this out of my face here. I don't know what was going on here. Oh, what this? Thank you. Alright, let's see. Let's get this over here. Okay, that was ugly. We bought at the double. So if the double cracks on the 5, that's where I'm kind of getting out at. Maybe should have went 5 here, but I think that's fine. Alright, so this guy's gone. This player's gone. And I'm hoping that we'll get some kind of reaction down here. I don't want to do that actually. Let's see. Alright, so the 32nd, we just kind of ramped up into this area. I would like to be a buyer down here too. So if this rotates, I wouldn't mind being a buyer down there. Let's see here though. Could have got a little bit better pricing. This was a little sketch here, so that was unfortunate. See the bottom end of this buyer. I wanted to play the double though, so this guy got taken out on the 5. So I should probably be out of this one. We'll see how this last one ends here. If we get a 30-second crack below this guy, I'm probably going to stay out, and then I'm going to rotate into this one. Alright, here it is. Let's see. Yeah, that was just unfortunate because I had to limit bid. I still would have bought around. It would have been 4-point difference, but it was just kind of funky the way that worked out this morning. Alright, so I'm going to cut it there. Alright, I'm going to cut it there. And I'm going to try and position myself at the 60s down here. If we get down there. Oh, and then a 30-second rips. Yeah, there's only so much I could do here. Let's mark out some sellers here, by the way. Alright. So again, this is a 5-minute. The green's a 5 minutes, so 2, 3, 4, 5. just super heavy selling. So this could all get taken eventually. Mark that as gold here. 2 again. Where's this? Yeah, tough. Tough break on that one. Be close to break even now, but I can't hold a 5-minute cut through this all the way to 60s because now it goes from me minus 500 to me minus 1500. So, got to kind of stick to rules here. Looking for good reaction off bounces. I did like this level though. It's just, that's how I got to play it. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Tracy. All right, so we'll see how this works out. And it looks like this is already getting eaten up a little bit, so at least up to here, right? The 17 point was that rejection point, so. All right. So it took a little long, tried to go a little long. There was a double here, a little bit of a double. Wanted to play that for front player here. That just ended up not working, but they end up, you're finding some liquidity here, which is where I thought they would be. If it does come back down to 60s, I would rather be interested there because I have a little bit of interest at the 40s as well, and I would probably hold this one for a touch longer. And I may even add a 5th here, or I should say 5 more. All right, let's see what happens in this one, this little area. That's gonna be interesting. See, I'll bounce off or something. Could have made an argument to short of 18, but I'm just not sure about this player down here. Someone's trying down here. They're trying to accumulate, so. Couldn't really, can't really get anywhere. Oh, was it the Express account? Uh-oh. That's not good. I was supposed to be on the Combine account. That's alright, let's go to the Combine account. Oh man, taking a 500 hit to the face on an Express account, it's not, that is just mistakes that happen. Alright, well. Let's see, what do I want to do then? I want to be a player at 60s? Oh, that's a big mistake. Alright, so I should be... This Express account's going to be close to getting clapped then. Because we were right there. We had a little bit of a tougher week last week, but I've been managing it really well. Alright, let's see. What's our total loss here? Yeah. It's going to be unfortunate. There's been no long nothing, just straight up selling off, which you got, I don't know. It's kind of fishy to me. All right, let's get to the Combine here. I really don't want to take a fat long here on my Express. I am tempted to, but I'm going to have to really baby that Express now. See, someone's trying to accumulate here. I would like to see it come down though a little farther. 60s, they're fighting for the 60s. So, saying this player's gone from that 5-minute standpoint. Is it officially closed below? What was it? Yeah, it closed below 96. So even though there may be a buyer down here, I would like to still see it come down to 60s first. And then I can play the back end all the way up here to this macro. So let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. So 1, 2, 3. So this is all macro selling now. I have to mark that red to where it lands. So we're going to find out where it lands. All right, let me see here. 168. And then 159. 160. And then maybe a little insurance there at 40 if we can get down there. All right, so I'm looking for something like that. Now on the house account, now that I'm 500 down on the express, this makes things really tricky. I'm gonna have to play. It's just very unfortunate. So, because I'm not supposed to take a big hit like that at all. All right, let's see here. It's a tough thing about trading two strategies. I gotta check all the boxes. I'm gonna have to have a checklist here sitting next to me. So, even though the volume's increasing, the size is getting smaller. If we do find some kind of bounce here, because this is liquidity right here, we're in this little pool here. 60 is kind of where I'm planting myself. A lot of my positions down there at 60s. It's not really letting me in with the context of the selling. I can't really get in anywhere. Let's see if we get one little leg here. Alright, not a trading recommendation, by the way. Please trade your own risk. None of this is financial advice. Let us see. One last little flash pass here. Boom. With how it's reacting here, and starting to, I don't want to see consolidation up into this area. If we get consolidation up into this area, then it could leg through this area, and that's something that I prefer not to see. So I kind of want it to come down quickly, because if we start slowly moving, I'm going to lessen my size. I'm going to play a little bit more of a defensive position. Even still, because of the way it's accumulating now, I'm trying to catch a flash and rip. But if it consolidates, and then dumps, it could be players already trying to accumulate, and they're gonna get ran through. So keeping an eye out. Really nothing I can do on the house account. A 5-minute just pure selling. No 3-bar plays, no trend breaks, no traps, just selling. So down, what are we down? Close to 100 off the open. About 100 points off the open. Not too bad, but still pretty heavy. So you see the algorithms are trying to accumulate here. They just can't keep up with this demand. Let's see if we can actually get a little push just a little farther. Oh man. This ends up coming up off of this. Then it is what it is. We do have one final decent push here, but that was a lot of volume that just spent through there. So I was going to go long anywhere now. It'd be here to ride back up to the 05s ish, but I'm going to stay in the short. As you can see, there's someone really trying to push this up here. That was a lot of absorption, so you have some bearish trap there. It's still not as strong as the selling that happened up here, especially here. So we'll see. If anything, I could play the sell here. See a little bit of a rejection. See how it just rejected off of there. See that? Because of the volume. Because of this volume here. Boom. Rejection right there. I'm not trying to play these little small plays though. I'm trying to catch some big bounces here. So play a macro to macro. And with how big this macro is, I feel like a lot of this is going to fly up. Trading 2 NQ oh yeah, 2 NQs are crazy. Now I trade the MNQs. which basically this is two NQs. Yeah, it's heavy. Hopefully get a little pullback here. That way I can actually get some context for the morning. Yeah, got to continue to nurse this little account. Took a 500 hit to the face, so that's not the way we want to do it. All right, here's one. Let's see if we get down here. See if I get my second tap right here. I'm trying to get it right on that button. Let's see if we get it. I'm getting a little hot reaction here, so this is, which is good. That's what I want to see. I want to see it react. I would have liked to see it tap into my pool though a little bit. So I'm in for 5. I ran it a little bit. Let's see. We have increased selling here. So if this seller ends up getting taken, we're gonna see. This seller ends up getting taken, then I think we're gonna rotate up. We'll play a little love tap at the 20s, try and come down again and catch another bid, or we just rip faces all the way back up to 85. So let's see here. Strong downtrend though, so still only looking to go short on the house account. Not looking for a long, but I did get a little toe in the water. Now if this comes down again, I'm still going to hold this position. I do like this position even with an extension down to 40. I didn't like the consolidation, how it's kind of like slipping here. I like this reaction. This reaction's really nice. That's what I want to see, a nice hot reaction to these levels. Just missed me by a couple points, but if they try again, we pass, we accumulate, bounce, get our little insurance here. I think we're going to make a move back up. Probably maybe to the 67. Yeah, 67, 68 in this little range here. I might front run it up here. Let's actually mark some of these levels. See if it doesn't flash down first. All right, 1, 2, 3. What do we got? No. All right. Yeah, so these levels are really wide, so they can get retraced quite a bit. All right, let's see here. In for 5. I still would like to be in for a little more. I hope it does come down to me. And the way I'm going to play this is that, well, we got 4 seconds left in this 5-minute bar. So I'm hoping for a flash down reverse right here. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. A little uptick in volume, downtick there. Tempted to get in for another 5, but I gotta stay disciplined. I'm trying to be very disciplined with my pricing here. So if I only get 5, I only get 5. But I would probably like to have a full mini here somewhere. Richard, where'd you get in at, by the way, buddy? See, the accumulation's getting a little stronger here. I am the buyer. Bounce right off of me. We'll see. Still looking pretty heavy. Not a lot of buying interest, new buying interest. Just previous liquidity, which we're finding. So we need new buying interest, really, to see this thing kind of come back up. There's a lot of levels to be checked too, by the way. All the way down to 1,000. Good morning, Samu. NQ at 102.02 and got out 73. Was that's short? You went short? $30 points, pretty good with 2 minis. That's like $1,200, right? 2 minis. What is that? Yeah, it's Nice. All right, let's see. Now we're starting to knock on the door quite a bit, which now it's getting a little more sketch, but I think we're here. 402 minis? 30 points a mini? Let's see, what is that? 30 points is $600 per mini. So it should be. Oh, yeah. 2 then. All right, here's the tab I got. This is the guy I wanted right here. Right there. Now let's see what happens here. Now things can get a little hairy. I don't really like the consolidation here into this level. We have a little bit of insurance here, but if we start flying down here, it can get very sketch. Very sketch. All right. Oops. Let's see what we catch our bid here. Now I'm probably going to take half off up into the 15s. We actually getting decreases in volume here on the selling, so we should at least come up to the up to the 20s. Or if we catch the bidder and we find new buying, we should come to the 20s. So we'll see what happens here. Super sketch. If we do rock down again, we flash. It's going to be heavy. I have to hold this position. So I'm staying here until this 5-minute closes, which is pretty heavy. So I'm trying to do a bigger rotations, bigger macro positions here. $20s. Eyeballing half at the 20s. Should see a little rejection. I'm going to look to reload somewhere for the long. I don't know if I actually should reload for the long. I'm going to be honest. That might be a little too ambitious, especially in this kind of selling day. All right, so 5-minute player is still here. Let's see. 109, 108. Can't really get in on the other context we've had. How many bars on the 5-minute of just straight selling? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars of straight selling. No pullback. So the players still accumulating here. Not new buying interest. Sellers are still kind of selling heavy into this position, but still gonna hold this position until we. So I don't want to see this get taken out in 15 seconds. That's what I don't want to see. I want to see this guy hold. I'm okay with it flushing at the new 5-minute candle. I just don't want to see this close below in 4 seconds here. I do think it's still going to come down a little bit though. All right, so if we come down. All right, so this is what I do want to see right here. All right, so this is much better. I should say much better. We're about to get some drawdown here. So I have a theory and a plan. We're trying to stick with a plan here. All right, let's see. Throw these over here. All right, we're at 8 straight down bars now. 8 straight bars, and it looks like we can get another little leg. We're gonna see. So they're trying to accumulate here. Players are trying to position themselves here. They might need to get a little bit of insurance down here. Let's see what happens. Are they gonna let it go? Or are they gonna fight? So this is just a tiny bit of insurance, but if we start cracking these levels, we go way down. We go way down. All right, I got 3 minutes. I'm gonna go pour myself a little cup of coffee here. I need it, especially with me blundering this morning on my Express account. So let's see. All right. Let's see if we can actually get a little love here. Again, I'm looking for the 20s. The volume here on the selling's kind of tapered off. I want to see the 20s. 200s could be a little level too. Actually, this needs to be marked all the way to 200 as I think about it. Yeah, that needs to be marked all the way to 200. So 200 is going to be a level. I may have to take some off of 200 if we get that little bounce. But really, I'm going to need to see a reinforced seller. If we see a reinforced seller, I'm going to have to get out of position. But all of this can be taken all the way back up, though. All right, let's see. It's coming down. It's going to come down quick. That's why I'm like tempted to not leave. But all right, be right back. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. Whoops, oops, oops, oops. All right. So you can see that there's a player here trying to accumulate. That player is coming from right here. Kind of marked 2. They tried to defend this position before. I'm expecting that they're going to try and defend it again. Especially with how quickly that kind of ran through. So we're just going to keep an eye out here. We do now have a reinforced buy here. This is a reinforced buy position now. So all in this little pocket. So coming up into these levels now, I want to play the macro, which is roughly at 200. But really, I do think that a lot of this can get eaten back up if for right now, this guy's gone. I want to see the 200 get played though. I front run it a touch, maybe at the 98.25. Let's see here, we're gonna sell 5 there. That's what I'm gonna do. 98.25 right there. That should be locking in 300 profits if we get that little rotation, which should have happened on my other account, man. All right, so chewing up a little bit here. This will give me a little bit of context too on this strategy as well. And I'm still on the Express account, unfortunately. So, but yeah, so we have a little pullback, which is great. And then I don't really need the context from this top trend here. This is your trend though. So if we do bounce, we may take the last ones at wherever this kind of trend ends up. So if we have a big flush, I may take the 220s off as well. So, and then we have we're probably gonna have our bottom trend somewhere around here. So that's good to actually see. All right, so almost getting this profits here. We got that last seller. I'm front running it a touch. I'm sure they're gonna start trying to sell into this a little bit, but I want to see an actual tap up here. And then if I was gonna sell, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of this can get ran through all the way back up to the 80s. But I would rather wait for another test of this liquidity down here. Just miss me. Just miss me. Point away. Trying to be disciplined here. See if we get this push. That was a taper in the buy volume. All right, there we go. So we got our 5 here. Now we're going to tap up into this macro liquidity. And I want to see, which see we tapped and rejected right off of it. So I was front running that just in case. Let's see if we can get an actual, because all of this could get eaten pretty good. I would like to see the 17s, 19s, and maybe try and take a little short there too. 12. Let's go right there. This guy's gone. Still think it's going to flip. Where is it going to flip? I think it's going to flip up here. So I may look to sell 10 up here as well. See if we get a little tap. All right, so if we reject up to this 10 sells not. This is not a. I'm not playing this anymore. Yeah, so if this gets eaten up right here, which it may. Oops. Well, didn't want to do that. But we're in profit, so let's just take that off. All right, well, let's see here. We still want to be in the longs. So let's buy them down here. Should be a little bit of support down here. Actually, I should have bought down here. That would have been a better buy. I was going to take profits at 76. Or just coming down here to 60s. So what just happened there is I accidentally market sold, or a market, yeah, sold 10, which got me short 5. It came down a little bit off the short. I covered those, but I still wanted to be in 5. So as you can see, our profits are 600 up here. I locked in 300. So I'm still holding this. So even though I'm losing, it's as if I never held from the beginning. So expecting a little bit of rejection there, which we did get. So this is kind of a reinforced position now. A little bit of overlap here, the 16s, but I still think I still would like to actually be a buyer somewhere down here. Where is this reinforced position again? 73. Let's see. Hope you guys are having a good morning this morning. Trying to finesse this. I wasn't trying to finesse it like that, but I ended up somehow getting finessed. So I think I want to see. See, the thing is, if we run back up here again, it could really be the back end of this player. It could be this guy back here, the 60s. So the question is, do I hold on the overlap of 17s and front run this, which would be technically, let's go to the clean chart real fast, would be technically like a fair value gap here, which if a lot of people are playing them and providing liquidity to the markets, then it's probably going to be an area where people are going to start to mess with again. So yeah, I'm probably going to take the 220s. I think I like the 220s, and I like the 220s, not based off the fair value gap, but I like the 220s because, I mean, technically that is a fair value gap. But I just know that that's where liquidity starts to shove in again. So let's see what happens here. By the way, we do have our bottom pivot now on the 5-minute officially. So if we close below it, I can actually take it short. We have our bottom pivot. Second tap here, the first one of the morning. It's taking a full 45 minutes just to get one. Opened up above it. So what I want to see is, by the way, this is increasing volume. So this is a new buyer. We can actually show a new buyer here, which makes it where I don't know if I want to. What's up, Pre? How are you, my man? Having a good morning. I saw you on the what chat? It was a new prop firm chat. All right, so we got a double reinforced position down here. So this is going to be, they're really pushing this. So I don't know if I want to play this per se. I will take the 20s, hope for a little bit of a pullback. I still would try and get long though. Even at 84s, we'll see what happens here. So this seller is starting to get eaten. DFD, I think so. I saw you chatting in there. Yeah, it was the beta one, the one that's in beta or something like that. Wait for them to come out. They look promising. That's cool. All right. We found the liquidity down here, which was nice. I know, that was crazy, huh? What if it's Scott, like, reincarnated? So we bought right here at 60s, which was nice. But we are starting to get a little bit of flack here, so... Do you get his number? Boom. Boom. Tapped right into this macro. So this is our new macro player, so... We're going to look for him to definitely try and defend this position. Will he be able to? Is he stronger than the sellers? I don't know. He does look pretty strong, though. It was an increase, so he's definitely stronger than I feel like we can get all the way up to... Oh, we did pretty much get all the way up to 200. Yeah, this last one's a little heavy. 200 to there is pretty heavy, so it makes it a little difficult. I'm not going to add unless it comes back, unless it comes down up here again. If it comes up here, I'm adding. Boom, add, come back up again, play the 200s again. See if it falls. By the way, we're looking for shorts only here on this house account. This could be a little bit of a 3-bar play here, but that was a big bounce for a 3-bar play. So I'm not going to play it on the 15-minute, but we may have something going on here. Let's find out. The thing is that with this kind of coming up, consolidating, hitting 20s might be easy. I think we could make a full rotation to pre-market highs at 67. So I'm very tempted to hold this long, but I think there's going to be more opportunity. So 19, and maybe. It's really tough. Really tough. All right, but maybe this might roll over a little bit here. We do have a new seller here. This is reinforced. Got all this overlap up here, all this congestion now. Selling into this area. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Did he refund you, Bree? Tracy's asking. Was a big bummer, right? So sorry for everything. That was rough. I know a couple people that had a lot of money saved up in their accounts. All right, so if this doesn't want to rotate, yeah, I mean, I knew where the liquidity was going to be for the sell, right? Like, I understood the 200s was right there, but I still think the beginning of the fat liquidity starts at 216, 220, but who knows? Could be wrong here. Expecting a little bit downside, going to try and buy somewhere down here. Maybe a 30-second fair value up at 66, but I still think we need to toe tap into the maybe. Just maybe. We'll find out. Let's see. Curious. You just got a message saying, thank you for reaching out. I'll respond in the morning. Like this morning? Today morning? Or a week ago morning? All right, let's see. Gonna get it. Tapped into the top of this liquidity. So this is the top of that fair value gap, but it's really the top of the liquidity. Last night he sent that. Oh, interesting. All right, so this guy's gone. How'd you get his number? Notice how low the volume has gotten. We got a big bidder in here. Low volume selling. Now this seller might be higher because we got what? We got 12K right here, and this is already a 5K. So if it gets up to 6K by 2 minutes 30 seconds, which it may as it starts to ramp up a little bit, and it goes, this could be a case for a new positional seller. It's going to put a lot of pressure on this buyer and the buyer from previous, but I'm still going to play the longs here on my other account just because I like this liquidity level, and I want to see it kind of flash down to 66, maybe touch in this area again, and then pop back up. So it was everywhere. His number. He messed with so many people, some serious hackers. His whole family, social media. No way. Oh. I was only in personally for like 160 bucks because I only bought 2 small ones. I'm totally cool with just losing 160 bucks. That's not even worth my efforts of trying to fight a refund process. So, and I was trying new strategies. I was kind of using those. Oh, whoa. Here we go. Gonna get the little love tap down here. So if this comes, I feel like we should get the bounce to 60s again. But wow, look at that, it just got eaten. So this buyer is being really aggressive right now. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna get a fill. I don't know if I'm gonna get another fill here. The thing is now, the question is, if we break this neckline, do we stop here, or are we gonna actually stop like up here? Or even the back end of this player at 60s? Which I actually think is much more likely, to be honest with you. So I might hold on to this 5 a little longer. Have a little look here. Didn't get a retest of the extreme yet, so about 20 points off. 50 seconds left. We'll see. Could we V-shape out of here? I mean, this is W-shape, but V-shape on the 5. So again, that 200 level, that's going to be that's where the selling liquidity starts. I think it's personally maybe a little bit of profit taking, a little bit of market makers trying to stay ahead of the options, right? Stay ahead of the option flows and stuff. So if we get a big rejection off this 206 though, I might look to break this. We'll see. So boom. So this is your the reinforcement. And then this is a new buyer here. So let's see what happens. I don't know, man. I feel like this could come back up to the 60s. Part of me. Big part of me. I think we come. I just have this feeling we're going to come back up all the way back up to here. Might sell right here. It's the way that this is moving, the context, everything. Trend breaking right now, by the way. Breaking our downtrend. The yellow zone's that fair value gap. We didn't get the break here, so this is our new kind of bottom trend here, which is nice and healthy. We'll see. We will see. By the way, this is a bull break of these 2 bars. You guys see that? So if it comes down anywhere in this zone, this next bar, I'm going to go short. I'm going to go short 2 to 1. So you see we tapped right back up into that 200s. We found that selling liquidity immediately. Right up in that red zone. So we're just playing between macro and macro right now. Tempted to take this off. I'm tempted. I'm going to hold on to it though, but I'm tempted. It's tempting. Seller's gone. This is getting pushed. Where's this little zone back here at 220s? I don't know. Really tough for me to kind of decide here because I really do think it can go either way. I think we need to test these lows again in the 60s. If this trap forms on this page here, I'm gonna actually exit this position over on my other one, and I'm gonna take a short here. I'm not gonna take a short here on this house account. I'm gonna look to play the 60s again. So we'll see. Eating up a little bit more of that liquidity, flashing down into this macro now at 80s. So there should be a buyer looking to take this up right here at this tick. You can see it. So we're dipping back into that level on the bull trap. Bull broke, tried to go higher, came back down trapped. So 2 minutes left. If this closes anywhere in this little box here, I'm taking a short, not a recommendation. Please trade at your own risk. You see here on the 30-second, we bounced right off that little macro double tap here, and you see that buyers are looking to reinforce that position. So, which this thing could flip. So, if this thing does flip, I'm assuming we're gonna get a decent amount higher. If we break this neck, start actually entering in, we're gonna have a little resistance at the 20s. But when you have a really big wide 5-minute chart, usually the back end gets played. So I may even be able to play this all the way up to the 80s. But I'm gonna push it right here at 55. I think it's fair. You got your pre-market high at 67. So we'll see. Big volume spike here on the 30 seconds. So this is gonna be a reinforced position. So they're trying to knock on this door of this big liquidity now. So let's see what happens here. Let's see it rejected again. Still finding sellers here. So it's up to this buyer. If this buyer gets taken now, I may want to cut the long reposition. Give myself a little bit better pricing. Maybe get in with another mini. Yeah, pre 450. 450 that you spent, you're saying? Honestly, I would have went heavier had they not had problems with Quantower, and it just happened to work out where I was just like, they were having problems with Quantower. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. The Quantower they're having problems with, and then I was just like, I was about to get a bigger account. I got one at first because I was like, all right, I'm getting a tiny one. Oh no, I bought two because it was a little sale, and I was like, all right, I'll buy two, just kind of get used to it with one, and have the other one. So I like that they had the footprint and everything. I still think that was dope, having the foot. Oh, that 5-minute closed. Did it close in the box? Oh yeah, I did. So I'm gonna short my. Wait, why do I not have market sell? All right, well, there's gonna be a 3-point stop right here, so that could get ran through 625. All right, and I'm gonna cut this one like I said I was going to. So cutting that one. So if I get stopped at 06, it is what it is. 0650, that's where the stop is. 0650. So I'm in a short right now on the other account. And I'm going to be looking for 2 to 1 if we don't get stopped out here. Which it looks like we may get stopped out here. There it is. All right, so there's a stop out, and we are dredging up. So that was just unfortunate. It was right on the line, so it makes it a little bit difficult. But all right, so I do think we come up to the 20s now. I still think I'll be able to get into here somewhere. This buyer is trying to dredge it up. Yeah, a little tough there, but it's okay. We're up on this account at least. This buyer is gone. Seller's gone. This seller's gone. Oh, excuse me. Cutting the wrong mic. All right. I was secured payout, and then they changed the rules. Dude, that was the most. Oh. I honestly think if they were well intentioned, they blundered so hard. They blundered so hard on dealing with people. It's like you can't change the rules after payouts are already out. You go to people, and this is how I would have done it straight up. This is what I would have done. If it was legit, we were running out of money. Well, they made all the mistakes. This is what I would have done. I would have been honest with everybody. I say, hey, we are not meeting a threshold for payouts. You guys are killing it, and we want you to be successful, but we also need to survive. So we need to stay ahead of the curve here. So we're we're just gonna increase the rules a little bit. For those of you that have already made payouts, we're gonna be paying you basically in payments. Look at them as little paychecks, right? We'll pay you guys off in paychecks. Every couple weeks, we'll give you a percentage, and we'll keep moving forward. We want to get everybody paid. We just need to make the threshold, and talking to our risk management team, we love that you guys are making money. This is just awesome that there's so many good traders right now. We think it's fantastic. We want to move you guys to live. We want to see this consistency, right? That's good. You guys are going to be the foundation for us going forward, bringing you guys in the team. I think it's great. If you would have said something like that, people would have been a lot more apt to be like, okay, like, yeah, it's understandable for a company that's doing instant payouts. That's probably going to need to change their policy a little bit. So here's that 20s level we broke above. Now I think we can go all the way up to the 60s, to be honest with you. Little bit upset that I didn't hold that, because that would have been a nice run. That trap did happen, but now we're hitting the top of the fair value gap, which is right here. Yeah. Here's for sure. Free. It was ridiculous, dude. It was all bad. They would have said, look, we don't, like, at the rate we're going, we're gonna close as a business, and we want to be here for you guys, right? We're gonna have to like shut it down. So we're below a threshold. We need to maintain a threshold, a financial threshold on our side, right? To make sure everybody, to make sure this company is existing still. So, that's what I would have said. And then I would have been understanding. It's like, yeah, okay, hey, they got to meet a threshold. They are trying. We got a lot of good stuff. We got the footprint. We got Bookmap. We're getting all kinds of good stuff, right? Like there was a lot of incentives. I thought there was a lot of incentives. I was like, yeah, this is great. I would still like to lean towards them. They just got their Ninja Trader thing going, right? They just bit off more than they could chew. And no, they were not being honest about the issues. That they were not being honest about that. That's what made it so. And then they were like, the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt is what killed us. That's what he said. And it's like, here's your fair value gap, by the way, off the 17. I may take a little short here. Let's just take a little one, see what happens here. A little fair value gap. I'm curious. I really do think we come back up to the 60s, but let's see. Let's see if we can. Oh, I should have done halfway in it at 30. That's where I should have done it at 30. Is there another fair value gap back here? No. So this is our first fair value gap. Let's see if we get a little rotation off of this. We have our first 2-bar trend break too off the bottom, so we'll see how this one works. On the 5-minute, let's see. All right. So I'm in for a small amount. I did 3 because I don't really trust this. I still think it does come back up to the 70s, 80s, which I'm going to look to short back here if we do come up there. All right. So this guy's getting eaten a little bit. 5 minutes, probably a new buyer. We can at least come back down to 17, 16. We'll see what happens here. This could get just eaten. This could just get destroyed, I'm going to be honest, all the way back up to the 80s. Yeah. No, 100%. The rule changes was like massively dishonest, and they try to word it. It was just horrible. I was like, you guys are terrible. It's surprising. I've been in with so many different groups, trading groups. I've spent money on courses in the past, which, by the way, I don't really use any of the. You pretty much already know most of it anyways, just from your own research. By the way, if we go up above this guy again, I'm pretty much going to be out of this trade, so I'm going to cut it there. I don't want to inherit more of a loss and playing the fair value gap, so I want to see a little base rejection here. So if we come up above this one, I'm out. Even though this is about the middle of it, yeah, so we'll see. And then our buyer should find the buyer, at least right here, 05. We'll see. Not a great risk reward here. I did go small. I could have went like a micro. You're going to catch better here, but the buy volume kind of tapered. So, may want to at least play the 15s, but we'll see what happens here. Got my stop in. Not a trading recommendation, especially this trade. This is like not according to any plan. This is like thesis oriented here. All right, so we do have a 2-bar here. Man, it could have held that long. I still, so from yeah. All right, so 2-bar here, but I'm not taking it because, give me 1 second, I'm gonna cut my mic. My kid just woke up, so I'm gonna be right back. Right back. I stop and take profit in though, so it is what it is. Oh, by the way, 2-bar. This is the fair value gap, but I'm not taking the first 2-bar. I want to see either another 2-bar or I want to see a retest of the extremes. So whatever comes first here. Come on, Mike, be right back.
Order filled.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I get stomped out and then ran? I got you, Pop. I got you. Got you right here. Is that what happened? So we were right about the end. I should have probably played the back end of that at the 240s. So, yeah. It's all right, though. Hold on. Whoa. Which one? Which one? Whoa. Throw down some cartoons here. All right. Okay. Do a little analysis here. So obviously some of this liquidity got eaten. 240s. I did want to play the 260s, so I probably would have stayed in that hold anyways. This is your long. Yeah, tapping back into this. Where's the 5 minute at? 5 minute decreasing volume, but this was an uptick in volume, so that was your bidder. I still don't really want to mark him yet. Just thinking about marking him, but I don't know. I like how this had a nice spike above these previous lows. So we could call it an aggressor, right? But I would have preferred to see it kind of come down to the 83s. But if it did that, it would have been a full retrace. So we had one bar break there. That fair value gap kind of got tapped into a little bit. We are investigating an issue with the platform. Uh-oh. That sounds interesting. So this liquidity got eaten. Here we go. Now we have a little bit of space here. So I may want to play the 85s. I don't know. I don't know if I'll play. I might just want to play the bottom end here. Let's see. Still in this range here. Pocket trends moved. Fair value gap got filled. This could be an order block, right? I think. If you're ICT, if you're trading ICT, I'm not really trading ICT, but that would be one. Big volume spike across all of those. I would say that this is possibly a seller reinforcing here. We have a little bit of overlap here. I still don't love it, to be honest with you. I'd rather play the back end up here, the 70s, 80s. But we're doing, let me see here. How much am I up on this account? I need $1,000 more dollars. I can't really do that today, per se. We could do another 1,400 though. Let's just see where we're at. All right. Go back to 10 here. So that would have been decent. We would have been up to $1,000 had we held the 40 up to 40s, but I wouldn't have taken it 40s. I probably would have taken at 60s is where I wanted to kind of start to take 59.60. Which I still think we can get up there. All right, so let's see here. Main reason to change rules is to get better payout schedule. Then they started sending payout emails, and all of a sudden we were having technical issues every other day. Yeah, that's what kept me out of it. I was just like, all right. First it was Quantower. Then I started trading with the FTT account again, but I still had mine because I put a pause on mine until there's nothing you can do when the data's getting destroyed, right? And then when they started getting behind in their payouts, I was like, well, I'll wait for them to get caught up in their payouts. When they get caught up in their payouts, that's when I'll buy an account. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy an account knowing that they're behind on payouts. I'm like, this is dumb. Wait for them to get caught up first. I'll go with another person that's caught up. So they killed themselves. They shot themselves in the foot. Bit off more than they could chew. Mismanaged. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I don't think there was ill intent initially. I don't think there were initial intent was to rug pull. But yeah, that was just, man. It is interesting because people. I will say this in general. When you have, in a general sense, when you have people that are, and again, this is not necessarily aimed towards fast track, but from a just a personal experience with knowing people, I hear talks about bosses and stuff that are kind of out of touch with reality. You know, once people make a decent amount of money, they make a decent amount of money. They have certain successes. They kind of forget what it's like to deal with normal people, just like regular everyday people. To be honest with you, I don't think that they're regular everyday normal people anymore. It's kind of, people view you differently. They brush up against you a little bit more, especially people that are in need, and you start to kind of lose a sense of reality a little bit, in my opinion. So, how you treat people is different. Sort of come back a little bit up here, but I don't know. I still don't want to play this overlap. I'm going to play the back end of these 70s, 80s. So I'm kind of waiting here. And then we're in a consolidation area range here. Still think we were going to go short. So I'm still looking for short setups. If we 2-bar break down, I'm still going to be looking to go short. So buyers are trying here. They're trying to reinforce this. This is another, well, this is from this buyer here, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so just the way that I was hearing some talk, not going to name any names, but the way some talk was happening in the chat, the way that things were being dealt with was so, not only just almost not humane. You treat like, you don't even treat your animals like that. And that was very interesting to me. I was like, yeah, everybody's like, well, I love it. We love this. And I'm just like, you guys are crazy. This is not, it's not even about being professional. This is not respectful. And respect is like, that's a basic. You know, respect people. Why do you want me to, how am I supposed to respect a business or respect any decisions you make? Yeah. So again, I'm not like necessarily out to like, this is attributing character and equating it with good business, bad business. But I'm not necessarily slandering behavior because these are things that I had experienced firsthand, right? But at the same time, I don't think that they were, I don't think it was ill-intentioned. They wanted to make money. They thought they could benefit both sides, and that's business. You're there to make money. Understandable. But yeah. See what happens. They don't feel good about it. I mean, it's not a feel good thing. Yeah, it's people 100% Pre. I mean, you shouldn't run it with its ego and pride, right? Ego, pride. Those things are so, they're so it's like putting how do you say this? It's almost like putting you're kind of killing the fire that you're building, right? Like yeah, it'll stoke up for a minute, but if you keep using that, it's gonna burn out because there's no actual real substance going into the fire. It's just kind of like blowing on the fire to make it look hotter. But there's no actual wood being fed into the fire. So eventually it'll burn out even quicker. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens here. We got near this back end level. Near that double lap here. I still think we're going to go shorter. I'm tempted to take a short, but I'm not going to. I'm not really seeing nothing yet. We did reject off of this, so I would like to see a rotation down to the 80s at least. I still think I would like to play that off the 60s, 70s though. I don't want to play that off of, I may take a tiny one at 40s, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time necessarily believing. Let's see what this algo chooses to do around this level here. I think it's still going to accumulate or not. A hard time breaking this trend. Very difficult. I just don't need to do anything here. It is kind of an inflection point. I still think we're going to come and trace down again. This is a bit of a double top here. What would be my risk? 10 points? 15 points? How did this come in? This came in kind of heavy, but not heavier than this. So, not a new buyer here. This is from this guy accumulating. If this guy gets cut through, then we still have, I don't know. I don't know. I want to see one more drive up here. 76 level. Projection off of those pre-market lows. It's a 15-minute saying. 15 minutes is, we're just going up here. I have a little bit of a 2-bar, but didn't really retest the extremes there. What do we have? $57. $57. Where's 50? All right, so I'm gonna try. If we do come back up, I think I'm gonna try 57. 57, 5, 67, or maybe 7. Yeah, 67. That's what I'm gonna do. So we'll go 5 at 67. 67 here. I'm gonna go 5. Oh, I'm gonna go this one. All right, we'll go 5 at 67. And then 5 at 57. There we go. All right. Couple dojis, maybe one more leg up, and then a flush. We'll see. Not getting anything yet on the house account yet. The house blend. Accidentally took a short. Or I'm sorry, accidentally took a long on my Express account, and I shouldn't have. Sorry. Here's the levels here. So I'm looking at these levels, taking one at 57, one at 67. And yeah. Play a little bit more macro levels here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't really mark these levels yet. My account's being used in another location. Oh, my Google account is? That's funny, actually. I have 2 YouTube premiums up then. Let's see here. Which account is this one? Hold on. Let's see here. Shouldn't do it on my cartoons account, but okay. Here we are. All right. Should be good now. There we go.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey,
What are you doing?
what
Cut my mic real quick. Oh, you want a different one? Oh. All right, so it's starting to look like we're putting a little pressure on the algo here. I may try and take a tiny short. I'm thinking about it. I would like to, but I don't know. If I do, it's going to be tiny. Oh man. No, I don't really want to play middle of the candle here. I'm gonna wait. I wouldn't mind it though. Wouldn't mind taking a short up here somewhere. I'd rather get up here though. I'm gonna go super tiny right here, super tiny. See if we get an algo break flush down to 83. Got it for 1 micro, so should have gone for more. It hit perfectly. We'll see. Hit right into that sell liquidity on the macro here on the 5. And that's kind of what I wanted right there. So I was like, I probably should have hit it for a few of them. Look at that, just ended up working instantly. This is where that buyer is going to be, but I really think that we need to get down to the 80s. 80s is where I think we could actually get to. Could say this, dude, but I don't really believe it. Yeah. Oh, man.
Order filled. Order filled.
I'm going to snag a couple more as it came up. Get a little bit of pricing. I like this reaction. I like how we kind of cracked that algo a little bit. That kind of just continued buying. And let's see if we get a rotation at 83s, maybe 60s. If not, if we end up breaking this seller here, this is where I'm going to kind of not be interested anymore if we break this guy. So, break this guy, I'm kind of out of the situation. So 75. Try to get a little bit better pricing on the short. Obviously, would be feeling much better if I had gotten up there. But let's see if we get a little bit of a rollover here. On the house account, we're still kind of just in this range. It looks like it wants to, honestly, this is an inflection point. Things are getting tighter and tighter. It's either going to choose to go up or down. I mean, that's just obvious. Because we're in a strong downtrend, I think chances are higher that we continue down. Not a trading recommendation. Please trade at your own risk. If this candle flips green, I still don't know about it. I still don't know. So let's see here. I'm gonna take. I don't know if I want to necessarily get more, but I have my stop up there, so I might take a couple more right off that macro.
Order filled.
All right, so now I'm in for 5. Whoa. Cut my mic again. I moved up the stop a little bit because I want to play the wick at this level. We'll play this wick up here. So on the 5-minute, not the 30-second wick. Let's see, can we get a rotation? I'm going to take these off at 83, hopefully, if we can get down there. And then I wouldn't mind being a buyer at 83, to be honest. That'd be fine. 83. Depends on how it's got. Oh, wow. That buyer really took it back up. 14 seconds left. So this looks like they're trying to push this up, which is cool. But I'm still going to hold this idea until it closes. But with 30 seconds left, with this big of a wick closing next to the green here, this is going to say we're squeezing shorts. But you still need new buying interest above these levels. You do have a new seller here. This is where your seller is active. So until we start really breaking above this guy, maybe could even go short of 40s. I'm really not too worried yet. I would like to see hotter reactions though off of this though. I may try and cover and rotate. Let's just see. I want to see us dip into here a little bit. A lot of buying coming in. A lot of buyers getting absorbed right now. There's another flash of buyers kind of getting absorbed at this level. So there's sellers really active here. There it is. There's the crack. Buyers are trying to get it up now a little bit. Let's see if they get up higher than this, then it could be worrisome. So I'm going to put my stop right here. I'm going to put my stop right there now.
Oh.
If we come back up and get new buyers up here again, that's going to be pretty, it's going to be pretty, what do you say? Not going to like it. Pretty bullish. No trades yet on this account. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised actually. There's been one trap right here, bull trap, that got taken. And then there really hasn't been anything. There are no trend breaks, just huge selling that happened. And that was pretty much it. So nothing really for me to get into. I'm not loving this position. I'm not going to lie. What do we have here? This is getting very fabricated, very like, how do you say? It's just very funky. I think I'm going to clap this trade. Even if it goes down, I'm not liking the price action here. I'm not liking this price action. Even though we do have a player here that's still accumulating, this could still flush. I still think it could flush, but I'm not liking how this is kind of flashing in and out right here on this volume. It's not giving me clear direction. See how it looks like a carousel? This to me is like them fighting against some natural price action. So would have got the crack there, but I still would have gotten out of that position. Even though the macro's getting played. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have got out of them, but I just don't trust it. See how if this flips green, that's going to be crazy. All right, so you have huge volume seller now. So this would have been actually a strive of confidence here. So let's keep an eye out though. Knocking on doors here, still nothing too crazy. Still nothing too crazy. Just kind of staying in the middle of this point. Probably could have held on to the shorts. Cut those a little hasty with that, but that's all right. Be more opportunity. Happens. All right. Still kind of tough, man. Just really nothing for me to get in here. flagging. Like I said, I didn't trust the carousel volume here. Even though this short is good, he just got pretty much ran here. Him getting ran is bullish. So this with this accumulation, it's very interesting. I think it could fly up another 30 points, 40 points. We'll see. If this flips green, I may take it. If it flips green beyond this, let's see. I don't necessarily like buying into the areas like that, but let's see here. What do we got? Got macro green. 35 seconds left. Tapping up into this liquidity. Ah, man, you know what? 220, 209, 3 points. Let's just hit our 3-point here. Oh, that's not 3 points. That's 12 points. Thought it was 3 points. Well, I don't like it not near as much now. Why did I think it was 3 points? I thought it was, yeah, it was quick math that just executed poorly. All right, so I know it's chopping back and forth, back and forth. I'm liking the bottoming wicks here. That wasn't actually great here. That wasn't a great close, actually, on the 5. Still not terrible, but yeah, we'll see. This could actually stop me out here. Yeah, sorry, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Yeah, that was a poor trade. That was a poor trade. 2 poor trades. So now I'm just going to take a little break. Okay, so think in terms of macro. Where do I want to be a buyer on the macro? I want to be a buyer down here, probably 80s. Definitely want to be a buyer at the 60s on a macro. Where do I want to sell? I want to sell either at the 40s or the back end of the 80s here. So anything between these areas, I'm just likely to get chopped around. Just stop me out, flipping back up. So I'm just going to be patient. I'll even just, I already have the 67 and I want the 57, right? The 57 marker here. So let's see here, 57 with a 5. So we have these areas we want for this, the sell. I don't necessarily trust this player down here as much. Let's see here. Where does this go? Why is this marked like this? This goes here. Yeah. Let's be a buyer at 70s. Let's say me. Not a trading recommendation. 70s and 60s. Front run at a touch here just because they're probably going to try and I'll do a little bit of front running here. A little bit. All right. And then if we come up, I'm selling at 67.57, which this could probably be a little bit more. I could probably back end this a little bit more. There we go. We'll play like that. Hoping for a little bit of 15-point drawdown or something. Okay. So there's my position. If we come down, I want to buy with those liquid players in the 70s. And I'm front running a little bit in the 60s. If we go up, I'm going to sell at 58, 69. So not much for me to do until that happens. Yeah, not much for me to do until that happens. We'll have a look at our clean chart over here, the house blend. Trend breaks and bull bear traps, 3-bar plays. And really, so we're in, just as a little recap here, we are in a strong downtrend. We found liquidity. We bounced off the liquidity, came up to 42s, ran into a top end of this fair value gap up here, bounced off for 40 points roughly, which was great. Coming back up into this range again, this is supposedly, I think, an order block as well. So you have a fair value gap right here. Let's mark this. ICT will put stuff for ICT in gray. You want juice? Okay, they get you some juice and a waffle. All right, and then that order block is about the same thing here. Order blocks I'll mark a little bit different, but this would be your order block as well. So this is an order block and a fair value gap. Very interesting. to see it. It did get filled. The fair value gap got filled, but so you see the buying kind of dripping up into this, but they just can't find new buyers. I don't see a lot of sellers. I do see an absorption though. I see a lot of absorption. I see a lot of buyers taking it up and them getting absorbed. But yeah, kind of tough. What do we do here in this situation? Comes up to 67. I want to play this. I want to play this range, the 57 to 67, and then get our bounce actually here down. But what's up, Kyo? Gomu. How you doing, man? Yeah, let's see here. Still long, so let's go find out here. I want to say we come up to those 50. I said 58. Where's 57 here on this? Yeah, 58 might be a touch. I want to make sure I secure the first one. I'm going to hit 57 on the first one. I want to make sure I get a fill there. So again, we pop through this seller. Just staying patient right now, trying to see what the move is. The move with could we call it a scandal? Can we say scandal or no? That was a good one, huh? Scandal. I'm trying not to, since everything's on the internet, I'm trying to really not like again, I'm not affiliated with FTT and I have limited knowledge, so anything I say about them is speculation. It's not necessarily, I don't have data and evidence besides my only stuff so that I had contact with. But all right, I'm gonna get my kids some stuff real quick. I'll be right back. All right. So doing well, staying patient right now, trying to see what the move is. Yeah, bro. No, I'm focused on Top Step. Yeah. Top Steps, it's good to stay with these reputable brokerages, right? Kind of some funky price action here. Might have an aggressor on the sell. This closes red here, which would be putting pressure on the shorts. I may not want to buy as aggressively long, but let's find out. If this closes red here, we're going to have one. Well, actually, let me cut this real fast. Let's go to this chart. So, fair value gap order block. Trend break. Oh, this is technically a trap. Oh, see, this is what happens. Broke out of these levels here. See that? Broke out, tried to go higher, came back into range. This is with trend, so should expect 2 to 1. So should still expect it to come down to 89 roughly. That was just a miss. Miss because I wasn't here getting breakfast ready. So yeah, I think that was a miss because of that. Let's see how this one plays out. That is a trap though. That's interesting. We got a huge volume on the buy, bigger than the selling that happened into that area. Where is this guy? He must be right here. This must be a macro right here. Right here. It's the only explanation is to have this as a macro with this volume spike off these. Very interesting. I want to say this goes down lower, but I don't want to be selling in the middle of this range either, to be honest. Maybe 1819? 1819? I don't want to go 10 though. Alright, I'm going to go 5 here. I think we can still come up 1819. That would have been a little bit better. A little bit better in the context of this trap though. So 1819 in the context of this trap. I should have probably got in there close to there. 18? I mean, technically I could still be in the fill at 18. What's the risk reward here? 1.2. Where's 1.5? Oh, right at the tip. Yeah, I should have gotten short there, the 16, but I wanted to get pretty good fill here, so I was looking over here. It's moving this around. So 2 to 1. So this is saying that it's going to come down to the 1190s. Where it's saying it could come down to. So 1190s is roughly right here, which that is the tail end of this buyer. Little insurance at the 80s. I'm playing this double lap here, and I'm playing the bottom end front running some of these sellers on this pressure on the 60 buyer. So that's what I'm trying to play here. As you see, we're tapping into this liquidity, more macro liquidity. We've got our seller. This is a new seller. So another little overlap here. Another overlap. So this is a new 5-minute seller here, or yep, new 5-minute seller. So we got a couple of different overlap positions here, which when we start to have a couple like this, and it starts getting real kind of dense, this to me is more likely to get ran through, all of it. clear up this liquidity and then actually form some structure here. So, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see though. Tapped into this buyer here. They're just warranted out right now, decking each other out. If I had to say who's stronger, I want to say this buyer is pretty strong. I'm going to say the seller's stronger from up here than this current buyer, than this buyer. This buyer's stronger than all of this selling up to probably right here to the 60s. You want to bite? You don't want to bite? See if we can get down to the 90s. See if we take out one of these buyers here. This looks like it's going to roll over. Mutant, head and shoulders. Pauldron, shoulder, tiny head, big pauldron. Dislocated arm here. I'm just kidding. I'm not a pattern trader, but Gyogumu trap. Yes, I will explain it right now. So let's just say we have. Let's get rid of this stuff here. Let's get rid of this stuff right here. Don't worry about the trends either. We'll get. By the way, this is 2 bar, so I'm going to keep a little eye on this actually, because I might actually have a short here. Uh-oh. Where's my Dom? Dom's gone. I'm gonna have to market order with clicking. That's horrible. All right, let's see. This candle's red. I'm short. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Order filled.
There's my. Oh, look at that retracement. A little bit of a bad fill there. It counted to 0, and then 5 seconds later, it retraced up. That's all right, though. Okay, so this is looking to come down here, wherever that was. Where was that? I need to mark that again. 85. No, what was that? Wasn't 85? Oh, it's about 85, actually. A little less than 85. All right. Ooh-ah. There you go. You're welcome. Okay. So I'll put my stop 3 points above this. 220, 220, 225. Okay. So a trap is this. Let's get rid of this trend. You don't really need to pay attention. I'll mark these trends again in a second. So when you have an area of resistance, right? This is kind of an area of resistance here. And I like taking traps from a 5 minute. So when you break out of the trap, this is new buyers starting to come in and aggress this area. New buyers coming in. And on this candle, on the open, they tried again to take it higher. But when they tried to take it higher, they either got absorbed or there was a lack of buying interest. You're not going to really know unless you have the footprint. According to this low volume here, there was probably just a lack of buying interest. So these buyers and these buyers, though, did take it higher. And it came down and trapped all of these buyers here are trapped. Because they tried to take it above the zone, it failed. Now we could assume a move to the downside. Now, in most scenarios, I measured this candle. I measure it and see the risk to rewards right here. I take a 1.75 risk to reward. It's usually the minimum I can get is 1.75. Since we're in a downtrend, though, I try and get 2 to 1. 2 to 1 is a little bit more favorable in my opinion. 2 to 1. Yeah, so at least 91. I may even honestly play the trap back here, and I might try and get a better fill. Where are we at? I'm gonna sell one more there. Let's see if I rotate this whole thing. It's not great risk to reward here. I'm actually less than 1, but let's see. But anyways, that's a trap. So as long as, see, this is the initiate bar here. Try to go higher, came back in the range. As long as, where are we at here? As long as the bar doesn't get, it needs to go to the bodies. But we broke out of bodies. We need to come back down into the bodies. If we broke out of a bunch of wicks, we need to come back at least till the wicks, but still it's even better if you come back to the bodies. That's a detail. So the idea though is if this trap bar, if the bar that is green, it goes up, tries to go higher, if this red bar goes below the previous bar and closes below it, it's no longer, it's still a trap. There's still bulls trapped up here, but your entry has to be on the close of the bar. And there's not enough meat on the bone anymore. It's more likely actually to get ran through to the upside. So this is a great context trap here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is looking very tricky. Sorry, I'm eating something. Hold on. Yeah, no worries. Really where you want them is you want them at levels that are where you won't take a trap. For example, traps and trend breaks work well together in a relationship. For example, if you have I don't think there's an example today yet. But let's just say there was a trap and you have a trend break. Let's just say you have a trend break. For example, 2-bar trend break. We took this one, 2-bar trend break to the downside. And let's just say there's a bear trap, meaning that this bar closed below these two, maybe, right? Let's just say this for an example. This bar did close below these two. What it failed to do is go lower and cut back up into the range. But let's just pretend. Let's pretend that this came lower and closed somewhere up here, right? Because bulls are already trapped here. I'm sorry, because a seller is aggressing here, this trend, the trap is more likely to fail because you're in the context of a trend break now. So if there was a bull trap to happen, until this gets stopped out, it's more likely to fail. So that's why trend breaks and traps work well together as opposed to separate. So that's something to kind of keep in mind here. I was showing, yeah, I was showing you guys the right one. Okay, so on this one, you guys see we're tapping up into this pool of liquidity up here again, and we just bounce right off of it, right? So we're finding liquidity here, and then we have a buyer. It's basically who's bigger. We know there's real sellers here. We know that there's some sellers that ramped up on the morning. We know that there's buyers here. We just don't know who has bigger chips. That's what we don't know. So we're trying to position ourselves in a way that we're on the right side, but at good pricing. Good pricing is really important, because if we get bad pricing, then it is what it is. So you see we're tapping back into here. We've been finding buyers here often, but they're all got engulfed again, these buyers again. So it's putting pressure. It's not from these, there's not a lot of new buying that's happening. There was a little bit of new buying that was happening here. But really it's these orders getting filled. As you can see, we flashed down into this. So things are kind of heating up. I'm actually going to take a couple off here with that flash. That little like You guys probably didn't see it, but it looked like it stayed the same here, but then all of a sudden the wick got crazy. That to me is kind of like where the liquidity just flashes so fast. Algorithms picked it up so quickly that it didn't even print appropriately. So I still would like to see it come down, even beyond this. There's obviously a buyer still trying to accumulate here, but now the question is if you can, really understanding VWAP's important, right? So for example, I haven't looked at VWAP yet. Well, let's just, for example, let's look at the volume and price because it's volume weighted average price. So most of our volume of the day is up here, right? Up until like probably down here somewhere. You had a little uptick in volume here, so it would even be lower, probably somewhere like, let's see, boom, 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 taper. So if I had to assume where VWAP is now the volume is going lower, lower, so the VWAP's not moving much lower. I'm going to assume VWAP is somewhere around, boom, 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 boom. I'm going to assume it's somewhere around 33, 35. Let's find out if I'm right or up. Let's see. Up 40. So here's your VWAP. A little higher just because this volume is really light, so it didn't really downtick. So 35 is what I said. But you see, I understand this because of price action and volume. So I don't technically need VWAP. I understand that like hedge funds use it, institutions use it, and it can be a great tool. But it's not telling me where new buyers, new sellers are. It's a lagging indicator. It's telling me what has happened previously, and that's what's saying also what may happen again. But I already know this, right? That's why if we look up here, whoa. If we were to, whoa, hey, shh. If we were to, for example, oh man, he's on a tangent right now. He's revolting. Yeah, no, it's all good. So most of the volume. Okay, hold on. Let me cut my mic for a second. So with that volume weighted average price, right? The idea here is it's not telling me where there's new buyers or new sellers at. That's what VWAP's not telling you. For example, if we have a new seller, this guy's a new seller right here. New seller on the market. I could say this because of the volume. We have it marked on our other chart. This is a new seller. And this is another seller here, right? This isn't just how do you say? This isn't just a previous seller selling into them, which it probably is, but this is also them getting even more aggressive than previously. So if, for example, this seller gets taken out, that means that this liquidity is no longer, this liquidity has been satisfied if it closes above this. Now, if we close above both of these, then these sellers have been satisfied. So what that's saying is, and there's probably, with them being satisfied, there's probably a new buyer aggressing into this area. So if a new buyer is aggressing into this area, great. Now on this one, notice the volume here. See how the volume tapered? It went, it didn't uptick in volume, it downticked in volume. So this to me is not a new aggressor. This is a reaction from this real buyer here. This is your real buyer here. This is a continuation of shorts maybe getting trapped, getting liquidated a little bit. Maybe some buying interest, right? There's buying interest following people front running this person right here. But as soon as we get up to these levels where we know there's going to be sellers again, buy volume started to taper off. They weren't aggressively looking to take it up into this area, which is great because, you know, had I actually used VWAP, I was thinking right here, shorting the back end of this level. Really, all of this all the way up is a big seller. This whole brick all the way down here was all selling before. All of it. But then we started to get some of that liquidity taken on the sell side. So this is where our current selling is. So if you look at here at the other chart, I have a bunch of levels marked, but you see how it will look. This, at least, looks a little bit, besides these yellow ones, it looks identical to this, the overlap and everything, because these are your current sellers in the market. So, so when I'm saying they're positioning themselves up or down, I'm saying that they're starting to aggress. They're starting to make even a bigger decision to the short or the long, or vice versa, right? So we don't really have a new buyer until down here, which is why I think the rotation is still going to rotate down to this level down here. And this bounce once it wasn't from this morning. This bounce was from this buyer over here. We had a few buyers here. We had a couple buyers here. So right here. And then we had some buyers over there. But let's see, is this the level that actually goes? Let's see. There you are. So we played this level this morning because we knew that there's been liquidity here before. And then you see that a new buyer stepped in even above them. So this level is showing us that, okay, buyers are, not only is there liquidity here from a buying standpoint, but there was new buying interest looking to take this up. So now we're just trying to figure out who's bigger. Is it the sellers or is it the buyers? If not, we kind of trend all day. But as soon as we start taking out buyers, right, which we could technically call this one a buyer, technically, even though it would probably be only the very bottom. But you see this buyer, how he's accumulating? Started up here, came up, ran into that seller, come down again, accumulation comes up again, but there's no new buying interest. Nobody's really looking to take it up. So it sells again off that selling liquidity because these guys are looking to get out of their orders. This guy's looking to fill his order here. So when I say one guy, it's multiple buyers. There's a collective of buyers here, not just one. So as soon as we break this, dude, it's going to put a lot of pressure onto this. Is this guy still going to be active on the morning? I think so. So I'm positioning myself in an area where I think they're going to try and be 63.74. So if we come back to this chart, 63 is right here, right in that little pocket, and 74, which is up here. I'm kind of front running it. So I'm expecting a dip. I don't want to get really aggressive. If I wanted to get really aggressive, I buy maybe the 80s. I'm playing a little bit intermediate. I'm playing like the middle range here. And then if it closes below this guy, then I'm going to lose probably 25 points on a mini. Roughly, maybe a little less than that because I'm averaging down. Maybe like 10, 20 points. 20, maybe 30. 30 points. No. Let me see here. Yeah, probably 25 points. Because it's about 30 points and whatever. So I'm looking at position. So if this guy fails, this guy gets satisfied, then what I have marked is I don't have, basically our next bigger buyer is a little insurance at the 37s, but all of this could get taken, like all of it. I don't really see another real solid buyer until the 984s, 983s. This would probably be the next one down here. So it's going to be very interesting on the short side. But if we end up slapping into all this liquidity over here, then I think it's going to really fall. Because even though this is all going to be like fair value gaps and different stuff, there's not really a defender in any of these positions yet besides this guy. This guy is the only one that's actually had a defense, or I should say offense, really. So anyways, that's the example. That's how we're able to find liquidity. So I'm gonna cut this one clean here. Let's have a little look at price action here. So I'm gonna cut these levels off because we don't really need it. VWAP's still way up there, which we know. We know that the see if buyers really started getting heavy here again like this, buyers started getting crazy, VWAP would dive down. It would dive down again because the price is getting lower. Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm in agreement. So unless we come down, I mean, I'm still gonna. If we get a crazy reaction down here at the 60s, 70s, like create like volumes crazy again, like getting up close to like these levels, I think we do a full rotation, at least up to the 67s or something. So I think I'm gonna delete the rest of this stuff here. All right. All right, no. Okay. What we got here? Alrighty. So if we do like a 2-bar break or any kind of crack below here, look at this guy. He's still accumulating this one right here. If we do anything like that, I think this is actually technically an order block too from an ICT standpoint. It would be like here to here. Buy side order block. This would be a sell side order block. They're just running into each other. So I don't know. I'm not a big ICT person, but I noticed that when I started charting out liquidity, my levels were kind of similar to his levels. And I was like, whoa. I was like, there might be some legitimacy to what he's saying. So I still watch it because I'm not going to sit here and if it's similar, then shoot, I might be able to either refine my strategy or I might be able to give greater understanding to what he's saying. So be interesting. Only if like stuff was closed. If Wall Street had the day off. If there was like banks, are banks closed today? Is the cash market closed? Could affect bonds and stuff. 100 point move in 30 minutes though is not a big it's not a big it doesn't seem super slow. If we were like slow chopping all day, I would say so. I think we're just running into this. This looks like pretty good price action. I mean, this doesn't look super clean. Hold on one second. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm going to have to actually leave. Oh, it's 56 already? Top of the hour? Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right, well, let's see if we get this rotation down here. This buyer looks like he's having a hard time, which makes me want to play a little bit more defensive here. I might play the back end to 70s. I may even honestly play this a little bit more defensively into the 40s just in case we do cake and run. Nah, let me see here. Maybe I'll just buy... I'll buy double at 63. Just because of the consolidation into this player here. This guy's was a bigger player. I'm assuming this guy had a lot. This might have been these guys looking to defend this position. And if they have a budget and they have to fill orders and they ate through a bunch of orders, it's going to put a lot more pressure onto this. And then they're going to have to make a decision. Do we want to defend this position or do we want to let it go to the next pool of support where we can go buy with other buyers? basically what I'm thinking, right? So I'm thinking as they're starting to fill this, I'm like, do I want to be a part of this guy, or would I prefer to be a buyer down here? Oh man, I really 70s could happen though too. That's the only thing, is we can get a bounce right here, come down. Oh man, really tough, especially considering the day. If we get a hot reaction here, I'm probably going to go long. I think that's what I'm going to look for. But all right, I have to actually go. So here's your levels. I think the 60s are decent. They might try and front run to the 70s. You do have selling, but when we have multiple overlap like this that happens in an area, it's more likely to get taken out. So I really think the back end at 84 is going to be a little bit better. If I had to pick a level specifically. But yeah, I'm going to get ready to cut this position here a little bit. And I got to get ready for the day. So hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Thanks for joining the stream. We'll be here tomorrow. So Tuesday, Wednesday. So tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm hoping to have a couple guests for 1 hour, 1 micro. They're gonna have one hour to make as much as they can with 1 micro. They're gonna talk us through the process. We're gonna have guests on. I'm gonna try to only get profitable traders, but if we have a couple people that are still working on it, then we might be able to see what's going on, see what they're doing right, see what they're doing wrong. And I'm forcing them to take trades, so it's not going to be pure trading. It's not going to be like, risk management, forcing trade. They're going to break some bad habits by getting into this hour, but it's for fun anyways, and they're still going to introduce themselves and everything, so it'll be a good time. What else do we have here? So Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, we'll have those players there, and then, well, those will be a little bit longer streams. So, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, and we look to see you tomorrow. So take care. Have a good day. Peace.